All right, so let's practice. So we're going to read each passage. We're going to determine how the text is set up, such as cause and effect, compare and contrast, chronological, sequence, problem and solution, or description. Jot it down on a piece of paper for your answer, what you think it is. Here we go. For popular sports. Football and baseball are two of the most popular sports in the country. They have many things in common. For one, they are both team sports and they both require players to advance to an end or home point on the playing field. However, football requires players to carry the ball to the end zone, whereas in baseball, it's the defending team that controls the ball while it's in play. Is that chronological, cause and effect, compare and contrast, problem and solution, sequence, or description? Okay, next. The magic blanket. Think about, is it chronological, cause and effect, compare and contrast, problem and solution, sequence or a sequence of events, or does it describe something? One day, while walking home from school, he found a magic blanket. When he covered himself with it, he turned invisible. At first, he used his power to play all kinds of tricks on people. He'd turn invisible and hide things, or move a cup when someone was pouring juice to make a mess. He had a lot of fun, but then one day he found that he couldn't take the blanket off. He was just stuck invisible. He quit playing tricks on people, hoping he'd be able to take the blanket off and rejoin society. But it didn't work. He is still invisible somewhere right now, and he is very lonely. What is this? What kind of structure? Is it chronological, cause and effect, compare and contrast, a problem with a solution, a sequence of events, or a description? Moving on. What is this? Is it chronological, cause and effect, compare and contrast, problem and solution, sequence of events, or description? Studying for a test. Believe it or not, as important as it is, many students do not know how to study for a test. Well, studying for a test is easy. The first thing that you must do is take out your notes. Open your notes up to the section that you are supposed to review. Read what you wrote in your notebook. When you are done, close your notebook and see if you remember the ideas that you were studying. Still don't remember? Open your notebook back up and try again. Which one is that? Chronological, cause and effect, compare and contrast, problem and solution, sequence, or description? Next, low test scores. Many students have been getting low scores on tests, and this is upsetting to parents, teachers, and students. Low test scores show that teachers aren't teaching effectively or that students aren't learning. Either way, it's an issue with which we are concerned. I propose the following. Any teacher who is giving a test should open up their classroom for study groups the night and morning before the test. Maybe by giving students extra opportunities to study, we can improve students' test scores. Which structure is this? Chronological, cause and effect, compare and contrast, problem and solution, sequence, or description. Next, peanut butter and jelly. After a long day, I came home and watched Cops, my favorite show. During the commercial breaks, I got up and made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I took the bread out of the cabinet, spread the jelly and peanut butter on the bread, and stuck the two pieces together. I enjoyed that sandwich as I watched the rest of Cops. Which text structure is this? Chronological, cause and effect, compare and contrast, problem and solution, sequence, or description. Next, the gym room. The gym room at the high school down the street from me is huge. Along the north and south walls are bleachers that fold up during gym. Coach pulls the bleachers out for big games. At the end of the east and west walls are basketball hoops. The ceilings are very high, and at the top of the gym are many large windows. The windows go all the way around the gym. There are also ropes that are either tucked away or hang from the ceilings in the middle of the gym. The ropes intimidate some students. That gym is my favorite place. Which is this? Is it chronological, cause and effect, compare and contrast, problem and solution, sequence, or description? Next, eligibility. Being involved in after-school sports and clubs is not a right, it is a privilege. Therefore, students have to meet eligibility requirements. If students have any D's or F's, they are not allowed to play. Also, if students have behavior issues in class, they cannot be on the team or in the club. Lastly, students need to keep up good attendance. If students miss school, they most certainly cannot come to practice. Being on a team is a lot of responsibility. If students are not proving to be responsible, they will not be permitted to be in clubs or teams. Which is it? Chronological, did something happen in order in time? Cause and effect, did something happen and then as a result, this happened? Compare and contrast. Are we comparing and the difference in the similarities between two things? Problem and solution. Is there a problem and there was a solution offered? Sequence, an order of events, or description. Did it describe something with detail?